Hi guys, this is LT Survival. Well, again, I'm in the new apartment. You might hear the traffic in the back. The door is slightly open because it's quite warm in Montreal today. I think it's a little warmer than I'm used to. Anyway, in Quebec City we were freezing our butts off last week, so I'm in the apartment bringing you a new knife review again. But again, the last one I published, this is a land product, so a Sanrenmu product, large size knife. And by the way, I am auxiliary lighted with my Morpholite Pro-AB-500 on a lower level, so I wanted to have a little more lighting, but I couldn't bring the spots, too much space, and they eat too much. So for now I'm going to use the flashlight as a auxiliary lighting source. So stay tuned, we'll be right back with the knife. Well, this is good. Sanrenmu doesn't produce very much large knife, but this one is a particular one, and it's probably going to be my new car blade. It's a tabletop review. I know I'm not going to the field with this one either because the blade is not made for that. It's made to cut. It's a little more difficult to open. I'm going to show you the shape, okay, and then we're going to go through everything. Let me move closer to the camera, make sure she focused, because I had problem last video of focused. Oh, the lights are pretty intense. So if you look at the blade profile right here, it's a little more intense than I want. I'm just going to back up a bit. As you can see, it is a drop point with a kind of a swedge. It's a half swedge since it's a chisel grind. So look at this, it's flat. And it's a chisel grind with a full flat grind on this side with a half swedge basically on top. It's not a disc but a platform, as a thumb platform, I would say, instead of a thumb disc. A small part that is flat, so you can put your sharpening system on it. Very short, but you may want to remove the stud to be able to do so. And the blade, the front part of the blade is also chisel ground. So if you look here, the swedge is sharpened, and this edge also, so you can push this blade like if it was a chisel. It's more obvious on this side because they went on to grind it at an angle to create really a kind of a reverse chisel ground on this side. So let me try to show you the shape of the blade. See here, you see the angle, which is basically on the flat side of the knife here. It's almost flat. Okay, it has a little grind. You can see the line here going to this part. Okay, there's a small grind, but this blade is almost flat. Okay, small grind on this side, so the blade is centered, almost centered, but with that grind on the end here, it shows almost like a chisel grind. So on this side is full flat ground, okay, no secondary bevel, and it goes straight to in the flat grind here with a secondary bevel. which makes the chisel ground. Okay, as you see, the blade is really thin, so it's not made to work wood. Well, it could, because it's just chisel on the end, and it's sharp, really sharp. This makes like a, this point here makes like a corner of a tanto blade, but it is really peculiar. That's why I bought this knife, because I found it was really different in the shape because of jig cutting edge. Again, made me buy knife. No, I just love different grind. If you look here, there's a piece of taken out, so that your clip, which is a deep carry clip, see that reverse curve, can be fitted into the G10 handles. There's some milling out of the handle. A lot of jimping on this blade, on this liner lock. So wherever you're coming from to remove it, it's easy. Okay. Also, you've got other mill out here because you've got a tool, and this tool, which is inside the G10 handle and liner, backspacer all the way till the end, lanyard hole or lanyard tube straight through, and then you've got the screws jimping on the back here, and you've got the secondary lock, which is not useful very much, but it keeps you from unlocking the blade if you were to use it to push on the chisel, for example. So, all torque screw construction, if I recall correctly. It's a kind of a thick knife. We'll go measure shortly. Secondary tool is a seatbelt cutter. If you use it, I'm just going to remove the blade so it doesn't cut myself, but you can use it this way and pull through. Unfortunately, I forgot to bring some old leash for my dog to test the lanyard cutter. And the last tool on it is that great window breaker, really more pronounced than my other knife. That's why it's going to be changed, switch over from a green knife that has a window breaker that's not as important as this one. This one would work probably even better because it's more pointy and it's a little more pronounced. So let's go back to the table. I'll show you the knife. Oh, by the way, I'm just going to put this back so I can see. By the way, there's a liner lock on the tool. I'm going to show you closer. Hopefully it's going to focus. Yes. So on the tool here, you've got a liner. Oh, it doesn't show a liner lock because you can't close the tool. So if I push it with my thumb, again, you'll see. Okay, see that? It went and closed. So you have a cutout here to be able to push your liner lock. Whoops, sorry, working upside down through the camera lens. So to close the blade. Show you again. It's going to make the camera focus. The LAN logo, but it's a trademark from Sanrenmu. We know it is a Sanrenmu. And this is the other markings. Let me cover a little. So 9046 LCC-GH-C3, and a triangle 08, so it's in August, I think 2017 it was built. We're not sure what the triangle means, but we know it is the year. Again, not a disc, but a triangle platform to deploy. Jimping not too sharp, so it is more difficult to deploy, but once you get the hang of it, oh, as I said, it's more difficult to use, but you can switch it. It's not a bad knife. It's not as smooth as some of the land we've got. Mind you, I've not played with it too much to break it in. Lots of jimping all over. The handle is quite comfortable if I use it. It's a little squarish, so I presume we'll have some hot spot on this part. Okay, it's thick, so let's go see and watch and calculate how much thicker, sorry about that, how thick it is. Bought myself a galloper. The 16.5 millimeters. Let's put it in inch for you guys. 0.65. So the usual 0.5. This is thicker. So it is like a multi-tool. And also the clip is not infringing in your hand. The way it is put, tip down. This one is tip down, right hand carry. Or you can have it tip up, right hand carry to get to the blade right away. For me, it's not important, but sorry lefties, like would say birdshot, no place to put your clip, your pocket clip for the lefties. And one more feature I forgot, and I just touched it. It's a bottle opener. Let me get a bottle, not a bottle, I don't have any bottles to open, but let me get a cap. Well, I went and got a cap, a bottle cap. I don't have any beers here that are in bottles, but as you can see, you can slide the, let me show you closer. This part of the blade seems to be made to do the famous bottle opener cap remover, and it works. I've tried it. Some of them been opened with this knife, but I didn't film it. I didn't have the camera at that time. So again, not a bad product from land, Sanrenmu. Local newspaper, very thin newspaper, and let's see how good. This edge hasn't been touched, hasn't been very used either. It is quite new. It's been in my box for a while. I had this knife for about, I would say, a month still. I'm trying to get through those. That chisel ground is really, really efficient. Okay, I'm not giving it any chance. Okay, so that's pretty good, I would say. Not many knives can do that. Even the tip, let's see that if I can do something with the tip. As you can see, that tip is sharp, and I'm pushing the knife. Quite incredible. On is the other grind. Oh, how am I gonna do that on camera? Try the other grind there. Even sharper. Not giving it much chance because the angle of the grind, I mean, oh my God, are we having fun? Well, I must say, I'm impressed because I didn't test very much the grind. I test the main blade usually before I do anything, but wow, this is a cutting knife. So for the application I'm going to be using it, add. It's not going to be a wood cutting knife pretty much. It's going to be probably a rescue knife, a car knife if you prefer. I could probably carry this into the wood. The blade steel is, I have a blank, 12C27 I think. Let me check that one. As I said, the blade is 12C27 Sandvik steel, so it's a very, very good steel. Well, it's a higher class entry-level steel. It is nicely made. As I said, the handle is a little thick because of the multi-tool option, and in the multi-tool I forgot to tell you about the X range 4 to 8 millimeters. So let's have fun. Yeah, 13. Not calculating the X the right way. 8.3. Yeah. So you've got the X wrench here. Probably also would fit a O2 oxygen tank in there to permit it the opening. I find this knife really well made, and the blade shape is non-offensive. If you were to deploy this knife in front of somebody, he knows you're not gonna try to stab him, even though, like Jake would say, this is a stabby knife, because this 2 grind makes for a knife that would penetrate quite easily. But knives are tools, and tools don't stab people. People stab people, but hey, that's a rhetoric we can have for a long time. I really like this knife for the peculiar shape. That's why I collect so many of them. Also, I like for the utility of it. The X wrench, not so much, but the rest of the tool for a car evasion knife, it's perfect. So that's it. I'm gonna cut this short to this. It's already been what, 10 minutes video. So cut a couple of part that's going to be no good, and I'll have quite a long review for a tabletop review anyway of this knife. So, well, if you like the knife, give it the knife or the video, because if you don't like the knife, that's fine. To each his own taste. So if you like this video, these review, give it the thumbs up, share and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Oh, by the way, before I finish reading, links will be down below. They're monetized, so if you ever feel like buying this knife with the links, I'll receive a small commission from GearBest but no charge to you, to buy more stuff and more things to review or to use in my YouTube channel. So thanks for your patroning, whatever, for your business if you ever use my link. Like and share and subscribe, and we'll see you back in the next video.